I first met Raymone Lee when he was 16 years old, in 2008. He was in our first group of summer interns when we opened up the Denver studio for KGNU Community Radio. We got the opportunity to host kids from the Denver public schools getting paid to learn the radio trade. The DPS ACES internship is an opportunity for kids with diagnosed learning disabilities, and Raymone was in our first group. When he first showed up, he was a skinny kid. He had a giant-sized chip on his shoulder, though. He came rolling in, and he had some raps. He definitely wanted to do the internship in order to record his music. I liked what he was doing. There was another kid in the internship at the same time who was also rhyming, and their two styles were very different. So we had them working on citizen journalism projects, and they were putting together their own radio show. And when they did well on assignments, we'd let them record their own music. So Raymone and the other kid, we'll call him MCK, started going at each other. They really did not get along. MCK had a more thuggish, mainstream kind of style, whereas Raymone Lee came with a lot of other type of wordplay and creating different images that weren't necessarily reflected like in mainstream hip-hop music. So the internship was only 6 weeks. They successfully completed their program, and they took the 60-minute show to the graduation program that Denver Public Schools throws. They played some of the pieces, and our station manager went. All of the kids were walking across the stage, receiving their diplomas, applause, step down. Raymone Lee goes, gets his diploma, turns to the audience, pumps his fist and says, "This is the best day of my life!" Goes off the stage. Everyone's flabbergasted because these kids have been in internships all across the city, doing everything from haircutting to landscaping. But the rap team from KGNU Radio really got a plug in this kid. But I didn't know how dedicated Raymone would be. The summer ended, the school year started, and Raymone started coming to the station with songs in hand, with notebooks, with beats on tapes. He was making beats at home on a PlayStation or finding beats online. And I would schedule him studio time, and he would just go in there and work. He produced his first album in the fall without any real help from me outside of what he'd learned in the internship. He was hungry. He was determined. He was a high school junior, and he was down to rock it. Next thing I know, he's got an album finished. Comes out with the album, and I'm like, oh yeah, you got to do stuff with this. 3 weeks later, he's working on his next album. He's got more songs. He's got a plan. He's recording these tunes. Raymone doesn't stop rapping. And most of his songs have titles like, "You Can't Stop Me," "You Were Wrong," "I Won't Stop." All of his lyrical content is focused on adversaries, real and imaginary, who are telling him about the limits in his life. All of his raps are saying, I can do it. I want to be self-determined. I have my own style. I have my own ways. And if you don't like them, step off. That chip on Raymone's shoulder just shifted to both, and he began to carry it very evenly. It started to inspire me because I've put out 2 rap albums, and none of my peers were making music. My intern, Raymone, was coming to me with song opportunities. "Dave, you got to get on this track," and he's forcing me to write, and he's making me better and sharpening me up and keeping me active at times when I was caught in the office. And then he came out with a song which was about a relationship between a man and a woman that showed an emotional depth that really surprised me. And I said, this is about real people in your life, and you've given them a gift with this song about what you see in them, how real their love is if they can stop hiding from each other. It was an amazing piece of music and songwriting. And I realized that all those limitations, all the things that he was against in those records, he had overcome them, and he was beating them back by being able to express such a sentiment. Raymone has made 6 CDs in the KGNU Denver studio, which was not designed for recording music. All 6 of those CDs, he's released like 10 to 20 copies. He's making his music for a small community, his friends and family. He's talking directly to these people about their lives, their experiences, how he fits in with them. And I feel really honored to be one of those people, to be connected to this, to realize that if you can make an impact on 10 to 20 people with your words, then you're really doing a great thing in this world. So many of us want to do our arts for fame and fortune, but he's doing it to make people's lives better.
You thought I was a mere shadow, thinking I couldn't lead, but I would always follow. You saw me as a light that would never glow, telling me to walk away, but I know that I don't. You want me to give up, but I really won't. You saw me as the kid who couldn't flow. Every time that I spoke, you just thought I would choke, but now look who's the joke. Doubt me was your mistake, just so you know. You think my technique is slow? Come at me, bro. I'll put you down with a judo throw. You still talk to me like I'm a person who was low. I advise you to let it go. My rhymes continue to grow. You call me a backstabber, it's not in my info. I'll hit you with the left and right, call that a combo. I will break you like a stack of dominoes. I'm just like a bomb ready to explode. When I'm focused, I'm just in my mode.
Yeah. I think that's a keeper. Yeah. Don't you?
Yeah.
I think that's like the one.